Hey everyone, how's it going? I am Xeracon. I am back once again. So, I don't know what it is about, just seeing this stuff and because, I don't plan these type of videos. These just like happen and I just react to it. So it's really weird. But the other day, so in case you missed it, there was a sort of well, I don't want to say there was an article that was, or at least there was a tweet that I saw, which I think a lot of people saw was from Game Rant talking about uh, Cyberpunk 2077 confirming that there are microtransactions for the multiplayer, and so that like really, that really caused quite a stir considering the fact that the company said that there would be no microtransactions, and so I was getting ready to I mean I was gonna make a video on that and then afterwards though they later changed and said that nothing's changed, that it's a single player game with zero microtransactions and stuff. However, there is something here that isn't spoken about that is interesting to note, because what the fact of the matter is that I've also heard that the multiplayer game is a standalone game that comes out later. However, they didn't comment about microtransactions for that though, which is the interesting part that I want to talk about, because they're kind of deflecting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate them not having microtransactions in this game. I mean, to be honest, I haven't cared about Cyberpunk 2077. The game didn't look like it. The game didn't interest me at all. For those who were excited about it, I hope you have a good time with that game. It just didn't appeal to me. Uh, but it's also weird because CD Projekt Red has a track record of being a pretty pro consumer company. I mean, heck, they are allowing you to have free upgrades for The Witcher 3. So, that shows, unlike some companies that, they will allow you to transfer that stuff and get some free next generation. And the same thing with Cyberpunk as well. You're getting that free upgrade, which is great. However, if they actually are sort of slipping up and introducing microtransactions into the multiplayer game, that still isn't fine. That's still not fine. I don't care how good you are, how good you've been, how pro consumer you've been. If you start doing this stuff, it has to be called out. Plain and simple. Like, no, you don't get to have favoritism. Someone has to bring that up. And and I also want to talk about the larger picture here, because you see, this is why you actually have to talk about this stuff. You can't just let it go away, because people talk about saying like, oh, if you don't like it, don't buy it, or it's just it's just cosmetics. But you have allowed this to fester for years. You have allowed this to go on. If you didn't know about any of this going on, that would be one thing. That would definitely be one thing. Like, for example, uh, if you didn't know about these type of practices, that would be fine. If you are sort of like a new gamer coming, if you're just like starting gaming for the first time, and you come in and you see all this and you think it's normal, I don't blame you for just accepting that, because from your perspective it's normal. But if you know that this is not how things have been, and like you're saying like, oh, it's just fine, no, I'll allow it, I just don't buy the microtransactions. No, you're allowing this. You're enabling this type of practice to go on. And yeah, sure, if no one buys microtransactions, it won't it won't impact. I mean, they might look at it and say, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that or not, or something like that. But the point is the fact that there are other games that do allow this. I mean, seriously, look at Call of Duty and how Activision was charging you money for a red dot on a screen, a red dot, and you like, seriously. And it's also the same thing that applies to, I'm gonna go back to this, Mario. People, there's someone on Twitter, I agree with him most of the time, but I cannot agree with him as far as how Nintendo's been handling this. And I think this applies to a lot of people. I mean, seriously, these companies are not your friend. Why are you shilling for them? Why don't you want people to talk about it? Is it because you feel some sense of nostalgia? Is that why? And then also another thing, talking about like exclusives or like a third party exclusive locked behind. Someone, the same person also, believes that it's not a type of paywall, having to buy another console. But, if you have to buy another console just to play one game that could be on any other platform, that's a paywall right there. I mean, for example, if you say you wanted to play the Avengers game, and you wanted, play a Spider-Man, you have to go and pay to get a new console. That's gonna be, at least $200 right there, just so you can get one game, so that way you can play a Spider-Man. Now, I'm not certain if Spider-Man's a paid character or not, but if he is, though, that means you're paying extra for it. So, if you had a if you already had a PlayStation, you just pay for like the additional character. But if not, you're paying for the additional character plus the console that you probably didn't even want. So, I don't see how you don't see this as a problem. This is obviously a problem. Third party titles should not be exclusive. Everyone should be able to enjoy them on their platform of choice. I don't care if you're on PC. I don't care if you're on Xbox. I don't care if you're on PlayStation. I don't care if you're on Switch. You should be allowed to enjoy the game. Now, if it can't run it, like the Switch, for example, if it can't run it, then that's no entirely different story. But if it can run it, and it can run it, at satisfactory levels, then just port it everywhere. Bring it everywhere. No one should be left out, okay? That's how it should be. And I understand that, companies do want to make certain money. Like, I know that, as far as like with the microtransactions, they're trying to make money. But if you make sure that the game is good, there's no need to play microtransactions. People will buy the game. People will go and say, "Hey, this is good. You should go and buy it." If you focus more so on the development of the game rather than find out how you can, if you can snatch money from people's pockets, through other methods, that's completely different. I mean, seriously, the game hasn't even been released. As far as Cyberpunk, it hasn't been released yet, and yet they're talking about microtransactions. Now, granted, that's part of a separate game, I do now. Let me state this. When a company does something that is pro-consumer, you have to let them know that what they're doing is good. Like CD Projekt Red, they delayed the game because they wanted it to be improved. That is a good thing. You don't want to just rush something out and have it be total garbage, like Horizon Zero Dawn PC ports. You want to take your time and craft it and make it be as great as it can be. And the same thing also goes for Halo Infinite. I mean, the game, it didn't look so great, but because Microsoft said, we're going to take time, we're going to take the time to change it. We're going to go back to developing it. We're going to work on this some more, so that way we have a better product to deliver. That is a good thing. I am proud that they didn't just put out a trash game. People are saying, "Oh, well, the Xbox doesn't have any exclusives that are releasing." No, if they release that, they release that as garbage, that would be a horrible thing. That would be an insult to consumers, to customers, to fans. That would not be a good thing. It is a good thing that they delayed it. I know it's like sort of overplayed sometimes, but a rush game is forever bad, but a good game, a delayed game is eventually good, and that's the same thing here. I'm not at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be able to like change anyone's minds or anything like that. You do you. Because I can't do anything. I'm just a nobody. Okay, I can't make these companies change. I wish I could. If I could, we would be having gaming be completely different. We would not be having microtransactions. We would have we would have no third party exclusives. Everyone would be able to play the games that they want on their platform. I mean, first party exclusives are different, but third party, everyone gets to have access to that. But I don't have that power. But you do have power. All right, it's groups, it's power numbers. So if more people, actually talked about it, if more people actually stop buying stuff, if you stop, if you, if not only, it's not just one thing to, talk about, but you have to not support the companies either. Like I said in my previous video, I'm not going to just buy, any more well, good grief. I did say I was gonna be a simp for Metroid. I did admit that, but I'm not buying like any new Nintendo games. I'm not buying anything like that because I'm not supporting that company anymore. And I also said at the end of the video that you have to demand better. All right, you have to vote with your wallet. You have to stop buying this stuff, and you have to, hit them where it hurts. So that way, they get the message and they change. So, I people will tell me, stop talking about it. I won't stop talking about it. I will let people know that this is anti-consumer. If you want to continue to shill for them, even though they're not like paying your bills, they're not helping you, if they're not helping like keep your lights on or anything like that, you can continue to do that. I mean, I don't understand what you're getting out of it, defending a corporation that has millions if not billions of dollars, and I'm not sure what you're getting out of that, but you do you. Okay, so until next time, everyone, I am Xeracon signing off. Have a good one.